Dear Taurus, something ancient stirs in the heavens, a silent rhythm aligning stars and souls in ways rarely seen. And you, yes, you, are standing at the center of it all. This isn't just another horoscope. This is a calling, a sacred whisper from the universe, nudging your spirit awake. Because on May 12th, 2025, a once-in-a-millennium alignment is preparing to unfold, and it carries with it an energy stream unlike anything you've known before. Full moon, what makes this moment so rare? Let's begin with the astrology. On this sacred day, the full moon in Scorpio rises in direct opposition to your sun. Scorpio, the keeper of depth, transformation, and soul alchemy, mirrors your Taurus essence of stability, value, and beauty. And when these signs meet under a full moon, the veil between material security and spiritual transformation is thinnest. But this particular lunation is not ordinary. It occurs during an ultra-rare triple alignment. Sun in Taurus, Jupiter expanding abundance, female sign Venus elevating your self-worth, all while Saturn, the builder, stabilizer, and karmic teacher, supports your efforts with practical guidance. To call this a once-in-1,000-year blessing is an exaggeration. It's cosmic math. Why Taurus? Why now? Taurus, you are the zodiac's quiet creator. You don't chase the storm, you build the shelter. You don't shout your worth. You prove it, over time, with consistency and care. And that's precisely why the universe has chosen you. Because in an age of chaos, we need grounding. In a world that glorifies fast success, we need sustainable growth. You are not here to be loud. You are here to be lasting. You were born for this moment. Not to perform, not to impress, but to embody value, beauty, and wisdom so deeply that your life becomes a foundation others can trust. And now, Taurus, your foundation is being upgraded. Mantelpiece clock, the power of timing, and why you must not miss this. There are moments in life where your entire trajectory changes, not because you made a dramatic choice, but because the timing aligned with the whispers of your soul. Think back. Have you ever felt like you were almost there, but something kept holding you back? Like life gave you glimpses of abundance, love, purpose, but not the full picture? That was not failure. That was preparation. Every delay you've endured, every no you received, every disappointment that made you question your path, it all brings you to this gate. This isn't just a window of opportunity. It's a doorway, one that only opens when your internal readiness meets divine timing. And guess what, dear Taurus? That time is now. Real-life example, the builder who waited. Let me tell you a story. There was once a Taurus woman. Let's call her Maya. She spent 10 years in a job that paid her well, but drained her soul. Everyone told her she was lucky, secure, and foolish to want more. But quietly, in the margins of her life, she tended to her garden. Not just the plants in her backyard, but her dreams. She journaled, took night classes, learned about herbal remedies and how ancient cultures used nature as medicine. 10 years went by. Then a pandemic hit. She lost her job. Her identity shattered. But while others panicked, Maya turned to her roots. She opened a small online store selling handmade healing balms from her garden herbs. At first, it was quiet. Then something strange happened. A full moon came, and with it, a flood of attention. Her products went viral. Today, she runs a six-figure business. But more than that, she says she's finally living in alignment. Why do I tell you this? Because Maya's story isn't rare by coincidence. It's Taurus energy in action, slow, steady cultivation that suddenly blooms when the time is ripe. Your time, Taurus, is ripening. Dizzy signs that this energy is already touching you. You may already feel it. Have you recently had vivid dreams about change or old places from childhood? Felt a deep inner need to declutter your physical or emotional life? Suddenly felt nostalgic or emotionally stirred without reason? Started questioning your work, relationships, or home space more than usual? These aren't random. They are soul signals preparing you to receive. Don't ignore them. Don't brush them off as mood swings. They are the early winds of transformation. Person in lotus position, your role in this energy stream. You don't need to do something dramatic to catch this wave. You don't need to shout, run, or chase. You simply need to pause, reflect, align. Ask yourself, what areas of my life feel deeply stable, and which ones feel forced? Where do I compromise my peace for false security? What do I truly value? And do my actions reflect that? Your answers will reveal what the universe is ready to rebuild in your favor. Bella ritual to begin. Let's anchor this moment. Take a journal. Right at the top, May 12th, 2025, my alignment begins. And underneath it, answer this. What does a life of grounded abundance look like to me? Not just money, but peace, love, belonging, purpose, beauty, integrity. Then declare aloud. I, Taurus, choose to receive the rare blessing prepared for me. I walk through the doorway with grace, trust, and a steady heart. This simple ritual, done with sincerity, activates the cosmic permission slip already offered to your soul. Love letter next in part 2. We'll explore how Taurus energy can now be used to build wealth, not just in material terms, but in spiritual satisfaction and soul-rooted alignment. Because Taurus, what's coming next, is not just about receiving a blessing. It's about becoming the blessing. Round pushpin if you're feeling something stir in your soul after this. Comment below. I am ready. I trust the path. I choose grounded abundance. And don't forget to share this message with another Taurus who may need to hear it. Stay tuned for part 2, Rooted Power, Awakening Your Inner Builder and Practical Visionary. Part 2, Rooted Power, Awakening Your Inner Builder and Practical Visionary. Ox the Taurus archetype, silent but steady revolutionaries. If Aries is the spark that ignites the fire, Taurus is the hand that shapes it into lasting warmth. Taurus, you were never meant to rush. Your soul thrives in patience, precision, and purpose. In a world obsessed with speed and spectacle, your gift lies in something the world often forgets: the power of building slow, stable, and meaningful. Your groundedness is not boring, it's revolutionary. The future doesn't belong to those who burn out in flashes of glory. It belongs to those who can endure, who can build, and who can transform raw vision into tangible legacy. You are not just a builder of homes, businesses, and gardens. You are a builder of peace, a builder of systems, a builder of meaning. And right now, as the celestial bodies align in your favor, the universe is urging you to rise into that role consciously. Scroll Taurus throughout time, the power of tangible impact. History is filled with Taurus souls who reshape the world in quiet but powerful ways. William Shakespeare, a Taurus, built entire universes from words, yet rarely left his home country. His imagination changed the world from within grounded limits. Audrey Hepburn, another Taurus, embodied grace and understated power, later devoting her legacy to humanitarian work through UNICEF. David Beckham, who turned discipline and stability into a global empire, not by flash, but by steadfast refinement of his craft. These weren't impulsive changemakers. They were steady architects of legacy. So, ask yourself now, what are you building? What systems, values, or routines are you refining? What lasting footprint do you wish to leave behind? Because the stars are whispering, it's time to build. Compass from stagnation to strategic vision. Let's be honest, Taurus, when misaligned, can become trapped in comfort. You love your routines. You find safety in the known. And for good reason, your nervous system needs stability to flourish. But there's a fine line between groundedness and stagnation. And this rare energy wave isn't here just to soothe you. It's here to activate you. If you've been feeling like your life is good enough, but not fulfilling, like there's a hidden gift inside you that hasn't been expressed, or that you're meant for more but don't know how to start, that's not dissatisfaction. That's your inner visionary waking up. You see, Taurus doesn't lack ambition. It just hates wasteful risk. So what if, instead of thinking you need to leap, you started thinking like a strategist? What if your next transformation wasn't some wild guess, but a blueprint built brick by brick? Hammer the blueprint method. 5 practical pillars to activate Taurus power. 1. Define what success truly means to you. Taurus energy is easily hijacked by external definitions of worth, money, titles, possessions. But what do you truly value? Success for you might mean a quiet home, a self-sustaining business, freedom to garden every morning. Write down your version of enough. 2. Audit your resources, time, money, energy. Like a builder surveying the land, review where you're investing. Are your hours going toward what truly matters? Are you spending money on comfort or long-term security? Realign your budget and time with your vision. 3. Leverage a natural talent into income. Every Taurus has a gift, working with their hands, creating beauty, organizing systems, or teaching grounded wisdom. Whether it's pottery, project management, skincare formulation, or slow fashion. Turn your steady craft into something sustainable. 4. Build rituals, not just goals. You don't need hype. You need structure. Create a sacred work routine, a monthly reflection ritual, or even a Friday money check-in. When structure becomes sacred, progress becomes inevitable. 5. Commit to slow growth with daily action. You don't need to get rich overnight. You need to get aligned every day. A 15-minute habit done daily beats a 3-hour burnout session every weekend. That's Taurus mastery. A story of grounded transformation. The coffee shop builder. I want to share a story about a man named Joel. Joel was a Taurus man living in a small town in Oregon. He'd worked for years in a chain restaurant. It was fine, steady, predictable, but something in him felt dead. One day, while sipping coffee and staring out a fogged-up window, he had a realization. I'm not tired of life. I'm tired of not building anything real. He didn't quit the next day. He didn't move to Bali. He started waking up 1 hour earlier. He researched coffee beans, wrote a business plan, started saving quietly. 2 years later, Joel opened a modest coffee shop. Nothing flashy, just high-quality brews, soothing music, and warm space. The twist? Joel didn't just create income. He created a ritual for the community, a place where others came to slow down, reflect, and feel human again. That's Taurus power. Building something beautiful, reliable, and impactful, one patient brick at a time. Balance scale from dreamer to builder, your shift begins now. Here's what you must remember, Taurus. Your dreams are not too slow. Your progress is not too quiet. Your rhythm is not wrong. You are on Earth time. And Earth time, like nature, builds silently, then blooms suddenly. So ask yourself today, what am I afraid to begin because it feels too small? What have I abandoned because I didn't see quick results? What am I silently passionate about, but too practical to admit? You are not here to chase fast highs. You're here to plant oaks, not weeds. You're not supposed to leap. You're meant to lay foundations. And with the energy of this once, in 1,000-year alignment, the soil beneath you is fertile. Man in lotus position, practical invocation to activate your inner visionary. Before you sleep tonight, sit with this. I, Taurus, am no longer waiting for the perfect conditions. I plant now. I build now. My vision, no matter how small, is sacred. Light a candle. Write down one step you can take tomorrow toward that vision. Not a leap. A step. The universe meets you there. Lightbulb, what's coming in part 3. In the next chapter, we'll explore the heart of Taurus, not just the builder, but the lover. Because this same energy stream isn't just sending you abundance. It's also drawing in a connection that may feel destined. A grounded, loyal, quietly transformative kind of love. The kind you don't chase. The kind that recognizes you. Round push pin if you feel your inner builder awakening, comment below. I choose to build with love, patience, and power. And share this video with someone who needs permission to slow down and do it their way. Part 3. Love, loyalty, and the call of the here. Love. For some, it's a fire. For others, it's a storm. But for you, dear Taurus, love is a home. It is the warm lamp that never flickers, the garden gate that never rusts. You don't fall in love easily, but when you do, your loyalty is a vow, whispered from the soul. And now, under this rare celestial alignment, something sacred is being stirred. Not just in your finances, not just in your ambitions, but in your heart. A connection long overdue is beginning to rise. But first, you must answer its call. Revolving Hearts, the Taurus love code. Devotion without drama. Let's be clear, Taurus doesn't love lightly. You don't chase infatuation. You don't fall for fantasies. You crave a bond that lasts. One that can weather storms, share silence, and grow more beautiful with time. You're not afraid of commitment. You're afraid of wasting loyalty on the wrong person. Because once your heart opens, it stays open. But here's the truth no one tells you. Your slow, steady, loyal nature is not just admirable, it's magnetic. The love that's meant for you will recognize that energy. It won't run. It will root itself beside you. And Taurus, the next chapter of your life may not just be prosperous. It may be the chapter where you finally meet the soul that feels like home. Crescent moon, how this energy is reigniting your love life. The full moon in Scorpio isn't just about emotional intensity. It's about soul exposure. And when it faces off against your sun in Taurus, it creates a mirror. What is this mirror reflecting? Your unmet emotional needs. The love you've been afraid to ask for. The pain you've buried from past betrayals. And the readiness to be seen, finally, fully, and without masks. Taurus, your heart may feel more sensitive than usual right now. You may feel pulled to revisit old relationships or feel nostalgia for what could have been. Don't fight that. It's not regression. It's your soul calibrating itself for real love. Broken heart, why some loves had to end, even when it hurt. Let's pause here. Because to understand the love that's coming, you need to understand why others had to go. Taurus, you may have loved people who didn't know how to receive your consistency, who confused your silence with indifference, who took your loyalty for granted. Maybe you stayed longer than you should have. Maybe you kept pouring your energy into someone who only left you half full. That wasn't weakness. That was proof of your capacity to love deeply. But here's the truth. Sometimes, the universe ends things not to punish you, but to prepare space. Not every loss is a wound. Some are prunings, painful, yes, but necessary for stronger roots to grow. You didn't fail at love. You simply outgrew the container that couldn't hold you. And now, the universe is crafting a new container shaped perfectly for your soul. Rosa Real Story, the Vineyard Keeper's Second Chance. Let me tell you about Elena, a Taurus woman in her late 50s. She had spent most of her life married to a man she once adored, steady, familiar, safe. But over time, the relationship lost intimacy. They became polite strangers under one roof. Still, she stayed for the kids, the memories, the house they'd built. Until one spring, after the kids moved out and silence became unbearable, she walked away. With nothing but a suitcase, a pension, and her dreams of starting a vineyard. She moved to a small countryside town and began again planting vines, studying soil, learning fermentation. She said she never expected love again. But one day, a quiet widower came to buy her first bottle. He returned the next week. And the next. Not just for the wine, but for her stories. They now tend to the land together. She says, I didn't know love could begin this late. I only knew I had finally made space for it. Taurus, whether you're 21 or 61. The love meant for you does not follow the clock. It follows your readiness. Cherry Blossom, the 3 signs Taurus is ready for real love. You no longer settle for convenient. You stopped dating just to fill space. You now value peace over people who drain your light. You found joy in solitude. Your happiness is no longer dependent on external affection. You've learned to love your own rhythm. You crave depth, not distraction. You're done with surface-level connections. You want to build something real, slow, sacred. If these sound familiar, you're not just ready. You're magnetizing the love that matches your frequency. Speech balloon if you're already in a relationship. Ask yourself, do we share the same vision of security? Are we building something together or just coexisting? Is our love a safe home or just a familiar space? If your relationship has been feeling stagnant, this energy is a gift. It's not demanding drama, it's inviting dialogue. Start small. Share your deeper needs. Talk about long-term visions. Name your fears without shame. Sometimes, Taurus avoids hard conversations because you hate discomfort. But Taurus, your love deserves truth, not just peace. Your loyalty is sacred, but it must be mutual. Woman Lotus position if you're single. A quiet miracle is near. Don't rush. Don't chase. Don't fall for empty potential. This energy is not sending you a spark. It's sending you a slow-burning fire. The kind of connection that builds over months, not minutes. One that starts in eye contact and ends in shared legacy. Stay open. Stay grounded. But most of all, stay yourself. The person who's coming won't be intimidated by your depth. They'll be drawn to it. Locked ritual for calling in soul aligned love. Tonight, light a white candle. Place a rose quartz or any object that symbolizes love for you. Nearby, write down these words. I release every love that wasn't rooted in truth. I open my heart, not to fantasy, but to loyalty, depth, and shared growth. I welcome love that sees me and stays. Read this aloud. Then place it under your pillow. Let your dreams carry the signal. Love letter. What's next in part 4? In the next chapter, we'll face the deeper truths. Why some parts of your life felt like they collapsed. And how those very endings were the seeds of your strongest foundations. You'll learn how to release emotional and financial weight. So you can rise, not rushed, but ready. Round push pin if your heart felt something in these words. Comment below. I open to soul deep love. I no longer chase, I magnetize. And share this with someone who's forgotten that their heart still deserves forever. Part 4. Clearing blocks. The reason some things fell apart. Dear Taurus, there's something no one tells you when life begins to fall apart. It's not always a punishment. Sometimes it's an invitation to build stronger. You are a soul who values peace, consistency, and roots. So when a relationship ends, a job dissolves, or your plans crumble, you feel it deeply. But what if I told you that those very losses were actually clearing the ground for something far more secure? Room before new stability can arrive, old weight must leave. There's a sacred truth in the laws of the earth. Before a farmer plants seeds, they must till the soil. Before a potter shapes clay, they must purge air bubbles. And before Taurus can rise into true abundance, they must release everything that keeps them small. Right now, the planetary alignments are not only giving you a gift, they're also giving you a task. You must make space. Space in your finances. Space in your heart. Space in your mind. Because if your soul is already full of resentment, fear, or unprocessed grief, where will the blessing land? Unlocked why certain chapters had to close. Let's talk about the endings you may have endured in the last few years. Maybe you lost a job you thought you'd retire from, walked away from a long-term relationship, had a financial collapse that left you questioning your abilities, were betrayed by someone you trusted with everything. Taurus, I know how hard these experiences can be. Because you invest deeply, you don't give up easily. But here's a hard truth. Not everything stable is sacred. Sometimes what you thought was solid was just familiar. Sometimes the universe isn't destroying your foundation, it's revealing where it was never stable to begin with. Let that sink in. Not every ending was a failure. Some were liberations disguised as collapse. Seedling the garden of grief and what it teaches. Let's use an image. Imagine your life as a garden. Each chapter you've lived has left a root, a weed, a rose. But if you never prune, never pull out old growth, the new seeds can't thrive. Taurus, you may be carrying emotional clutter, lingering guilt, old regrets, heartbreak you never voiced. Mental clutter, stories you keep telling yourself, I'm too slow, it's too late, I can't risk it. Financial clutter, habits, debts, or spending patterns that keep you stuck in survival. This energy, especially around May 12, 2025, is giving you a clear spiritual assignment. Clear the ground. Build again. But this time, build what truly aligns. Speech balloon real story. The artisan who lost everything. Let me introduce you to Tomás, a Taurus artisan from Portugal. For 15 years, he ran a family-owned woodworking shop passed down by generations. But slowly, orders stopped. Customers moved online. And eventually, his shop closed. He spiraled. For months, he felt worthless. But one day, while walking along a riverbank, he saw driftwood washed ashore. He picked one up, carved it, polished it, turned it into art. A friend encouraged him to share it on Instagram. Today, Tomás has a studio that ships worldwide. He says, losing the old shop felt like death. But it was just the death of what was no longer mine to carry. Sometimes, what we think is the end is actually the beginning we never dared to plan for. Person Lotus position 3 things Taurus must release to rise. 1. The fear of starting over. You're not behind. You're just realigning. The path isn't linear. It's spiral. Every ending is a loop bringing you closer to your authentic self. 2. The pressure to be constantly secure. True security doesn't mean never changing. It means trusting your capacity to rebuild, even better. 3. Guilt over letting go. You don't owe loyalty to outdated identities, toxic comfort zones, or past versions of yourself. Growth doesn't mean disloyalty. It means honoring your evolution. Candle a ritual for releasing what no longer serves. Tonight, light a black or navy blue candle. Hold a small bowl of water in front of you. Speak aloud. I release the weight of what has ended. I honor the lessons. I reclaim the space. I am no longer afraid of letting go. Drop a small stone or leaf into the bowl. Let it sink. Imagine your old burden sinking with it. Blow out the candle with gratitude, not grief. Puzzle piece, unexpected gifts hidden in the rubble. When things fall apart, they often leave behind clarity you never had before. Resilience you never knew you had. Freedom from expectations you didn't realize were suffocating you. This is what the Scorpio full moon brings. An emotional detox. A spiritual reset. A permission slip to release, reclaim, and rebuild. Hammer and wrench coming in part 5. In the next part, we take this clean foundation and start laying bricks. We'll walk through how Taurus can build practical wealth, aligned careers, and secure systems. Not from hustle, but from sacred stability. You'll learn How to attract prosperity without burnout. Daily rituals to grow your income. The spiritual mindset behind steady success. Round push pin if you feel ready to release what no longer serves. Comment below. I let go of what's crumbling and I rise from what remains. Share this part with someone who's still grieving an ending, so they remember it's not the end, but a beginning in disguise. Part 5. The practical path to manifestation. Dear Taurus, you've done the clearing. You've honored your past. You've felt the stirrings of new love, fresh beginnings, and deeper purpose. Now, the question becomes, what do I do with this energy? How do I turn possibility into prosperity? You are not here to wish. You are here to build. And today, I want to walk with you through the steps of manifestation that actually work for your soul. Because Taurus, your gift is not quick magic. Your gift is slow alchemy. You create wealth not just with vision, but with consistency, integrity, and beautiful repetition. Let's begin. Money bag money the Taurus way. Aligned, not rushed. First, let's talk about the word wealth. To Taurus, wealth isn't just money in the bank. It's peace of mind. It's knowing your rent is paid, your fridge is full, your tools are sharpened, and your calendar is kind. Wealth is being able to say no because your survival doesn't depend on someone else's approval. So let's ask, what does real prosperity mean to you? Is it time freedom? Creative fulfillment? A house you own in the countryside? Or simply being debt-free and finally breathing again? Clarity is your first tool, because manifestation isn't magic. It's focus, repeated daily. Clipboard step 1. Write your practical prosperity plan. Take a notebook. Divide it into 4 sections. Current finances. List income, fixed expenses, debts, and subscriptions. Passive potential. Skills or hobbies that could become income. Writing, crafting, consulting, baking, organizing. Abundance blockers. Guilt about money. Fear of success. Stories like, I'm not good with numbers. Ideal lifestyle. Describe a full day in your most abundant, peaceful life. Now look at that list and ask, where am I wasting energy? What simple system can I begin? Chart increasing step 2. Build a ritual, not a schedule. Taurus thrives in rhythm, not chaos. You don't need rigid hustle routines. You need sacred structure. Create a Monday morning money ritual. Journal your expenses, say an abundance affirmation. A Friday investment check-in. Review savings or research a stock/crypto you understand. A Sunday reset. Meal plan. Tidy your space. Visualize your week. These acts may seem small, but when done with intention, they create a frequency that attracts more to organize around them. Order invites abundance. Hammer and wrench step 3. Focus on value-driven income. Taurus, when you offer genuine, useful, beautiful things to the world responds with resources. Instead of thinking, what will make me money fastest? Ask, what can I provide that's needed and also aligned with my nature? Examples. Are you great with structure? Become a systems coach for creatives. Love baking? Sell high-quality, simple, soulful food at farmers markets. Love organization? Help people declutter or reset their home energy. Love plants? Start a YouTube channel about grounding with nature. Even a small stream becomes a river if it flows every day. Person in lotus position, the Taurus manifestation mantra. I do not chase. I attract through steadiness. I build with beauty. I receive in rhythm. Say this aloud every morning. Then ask yourself, what one small task today brings me closer to security? What can I organize or beautify that welcomes money in? You don't need to grind. You need to realign. Books a real-life story. The Taurus who made a plan and waited. Let me tell you about Ronan. Ronan worked in a corporate office, quietly hating every day. He was a Taurus, methodical, efficient, loyal, but misaligned. One night, exhausted, he made a list titled, What would my days look like if I worked for me? His answers? Start the day with tea. Help people simplify life. Be surrounded by plants and quiet. 3 years later, Ronan runs a minimalist lifestyle consultancy and tends to a rooftop herb garden he monetized through online classes. How? By taking one task a week, one spreadsheet, one video, one blog post. He didn't go viral. He built slowly, and it lasted. Tips to increase Taurus-aligned wealth without burnout. Automate savings. Set up a fixed transfer, even small. Make security subconscious. Invest in tangible skills. Courses on copywriting, permaculture, herbalism, design. Offer quality over quantity. 1 high-ticket service, 10 cheap ones. Set boundaries with time. Say no to draining invitations that don't align with your goals. Surround yourself with steady-minded people. Chaos is contagious. So is peace. Candle mini ritual, your prosperity declaration. Tonight, write on a piece of paper. I, Taurus, give the universe permission to support me in building peaceful prosperity. I choose aligned wealth. I welcome steady flow. Place this near your work desk, mirror, or wallet. Read it each morning for 7 days. Watch what begins to shift. Door coming in part 6, the final realization. You've done the groundwork. You've cleared. You've planted. In our final part, we'll reveal the spiritual lesson behind why things had to collapse, and how the true version of you is rising, stronger, wiser, and unshakably grounded. You'll discover why Taurus is essential to the new era of humanity, the final soul declaration for your next chapter, and a quiet reminder from the universe that you've always been enough. Round pushpin if you feel the power of aligned action rising within you. Comment below. I manifest peace, not pressure. My wealth begins with my values. And share this with a Taurus who's ready to build, but needed a little push to start. Part 6. Your true calling. Why Taurus is meant to lead the new earth. Dear Taurus, after all the shifts, after all the letting go, after all the seeds planted with trembling hands, you stand at the edge of a new chapter. You've been told for years that the world belongs to the loudest voice, the fastest mover, the biggest risk taker. But the truth is, the world now longs for something else. It longs for grounded leadership, honest hands, quiet strength, steady hearts. And who better to carry that light than you? Globe showing Europe, Africa, the age of grounded wisdom has arrived. We are entering an era where chaos can no longer lead, where hype fades fast, where integrity outshines influence. The new earth is being shaped not by revolution, but by restoration, not by noise, but by nurture, and not by spectacle, but by substance. Taurus, you are the steward of that substance. You don't just want to succeed. You want to build something that lasts. And that is leadership, the kind this world desperately needs. Why you were built to endure. Think back. How many times did you rebuild what others walked away from? How many people leaned on your calm during their chaos? How many storms passed, and there you were still rooted? Your strength has never been in speed. It's been in your ability to endure without breaking. The world often overlooks this, but the universe never has. This once-in-a-thousand-year alignment isn't just a reward, it's a recognition. A confirmation that the life you've been quietly shaping is exactly what's needed in the new world. Dizzy the final lesson, stillness is power. You don't need to rush. You don't need to chase. You don't need to explain why you move the way you do. Your energy is a sanctuary in a world addicted to urgency. Taurus, when you pause, others breathe deeper. When you commit, others feel safe. When you simply stay, something inside others settles. That is your gift. That is your true calling. You weren't born to follow trends. You were born to become a timeless truth. Sparkle's final soul declaration. If this journey has awakened something in you, a calm readiness, a deep knowing, then say these words. I, Taurus, was not born to chase the storm. I was born to become the earth beneath it. I lead with patience. I serve with presence. I rise, not loud, but lasting. Let this be your vow, not just to yourself, but to the new world that is finally ready for all that you are. Before you go, one final reflection. If you remember just one thing from this video, let it be this. Nothing about you is ordinary. Your love, your loyalty, your pace, your values. They are not outdated. They are foundations. And the world is finally catching up to the kind of person you've been all along. So don't shrink. Don't question your rhythm. Don't hide your reliability. Build, Taurus. Bloom. And trust. Because the universe is already moving everything in your favor. Round pushpin if this video has stirred something sacred within you. Leave your final affirmation. I am Taurus. I am ready to lead with love, live with peace, and build with purpose. And share this with a Taurus soul you love, because maybe, just maybe, they've forgotten how powerful they truly are. If you enjoyed this video and found wisdom or inspiration in it, don't forget to support our journey by subscribing to the Path to Buddhist Wisdom. Here, We believe that true success isn't just measured by wealth. It's measured by inner peace, resilience, and the wisdom we cultivate along the way. Join our community of seekers, dreamers, and builders as we continue to explore the powerful lessons hidden in the stars and in ourselves. Man in Lotus Position Glowing Star, subscribe, like, and share this video with someone who needs a little Taurus inspiration today. Remember, the path to greatness always begins within. Thank you for walking this journey with us. Herb Sparkles.